In this video, I'm going to go over 10 tips to help you do more with your Echoes. Recently, Prime Days happened, so I know there's a lot of new folks out there getting their first Echoes. So I thought this would be a great time to share with you some of my favorite tips. I'll put links to all the latest Echoes down in the description, along with links to the videos I talk about. First, to get the most out of these Echo devices, you need to link some of your accounts and services to these Echoes, such as your calendar, your music. You can even link cell phones from a few different carriers. Now to do this, you're going to go into the Alexa app. For this, I'm using my iPad so that it's a larger view, but for most people, you're going to do this on your phone. To link your accounts, you want to go under More, hit Settings, and then you'll see there's different options. You could hit Music and Podcast, and from here, you can see the different music services you can connect. Apple Music, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Pandora. Now you'll see for me, I can actually choose what my default services are here. A new one I recently learned about is being able to link your cell phones from T-Mobile and from Verizon. You just select the service you want, and then you're going to launch the skill, and you'll need to link up your T-Mobile account. Another one is being able to link your calendars. If you select calendars, you can link your Google, Microsoft, or Apple calendar, which is great to be able to see what's coming up during the day on one of your Echo shows. You can link different TV services, such as Prime Video, Hulu. You can even watch Netflix on the Echo shows. You'll also want to go to the skill store and check out skills for your smart devices or some of the other services. So under skill stores, you can find all the popular skills out there. You can download the Domino's skill and order pizza with your voice, or download Uber. Next, along with using timers, checking the weather, and turning on lights, one of my wife's favorite uses is announcement and drop-in. With this tip, stop yelling through the house. Instead, use announcements. Alexa, announce dinner's almost ready. And then it'll broadcast it to all your Echoes.
Now dinner's almost ready.
If you want to talk to an individual Echo, you can use drop-in and say drop-in on whatever the name of the Echo is. Next, if you're concerned about your privacy or worried about what Alexa may have heard, you may want to use this next tip and check your privacy settings. You can check your privacy settings by going into the app, clicking Settings. Here you want to select Alexa Privacy. Here you can review all of your information, such as your voice history, and you can see all the requests you made and on which devices you made them. You can see sounds that were detected and whether they were recognized or not. Check your smart home history, manage skills, manage your data, and be able to use your voice to delete something that you just said. You can enable voice deletion, and that'll allow you to say, delete what I just said, or delete everything I said this week, or any of those variations. You can also choose how long you want to save your recordings. Now, getting rid of all the recordings will affect the personalized responses you do get from Alexa. Now, before we talk about this next one, if you're enjoying this video or you're finding some value in it, please consider subscribing. Also, I will have an Apple HomePod tip video coming out soon. This next tip is going to help you stop Alexa from being annoying. I've found over the past year, Alexa's really started to become annoying with all these different suggestions. You ask for something, it suggests you do something else. So I made a video on writing a routine that will help stop all that. I'll put a link to that video down in the description, so definitely make sure to check that out. This routine is so nice because it does get rid of all that nonsense. I actually hear mine going off every morning at 7 a.m. Because Alexa needs to tell herself not to be annoying. Next is for your Echo shows and controlling what shows up on the screens. Unfortunately, over the past year, these have become a lot more of an ad machine. Now, the way Amazon does that is sometimes they'll flat out show you an ad, but most of the time what they do is show you different screens that have other uses and suggestions. So they're still advertising all their features. Now, you can turn off those screens by going into the settings, choosing home content, and flipping off all the ones you want. The problem is, anytime any new card comes out, Amazon enables it by default. So it seems like once a month you gotta go through and turn off all the content. Now, another way to control the screen is to do what I'm doing here, and that's to enable photo frame. And what you could do is swipe down and select photo frame. And what that'll do is it'll either play one of Amazon's themes of photos, or you can upload your own photos. Now, to upload your own photos, you are gonna need to upload them onto to Amazon's photo webpage, or you can download the Amazon Photos app. Next is creating groups. If you want to get the most out of your smart home, you need to divide your devices into different groups by room. When you do that, you're able to say, turn the lights on when you're in a room, and the Echo will know which lights to turn on based on what it's paired with. Or you can walk in and say, play music, and it'll know just to play on the Echoes in that room. Now, speaking of music, you can make multi-room music groups that pair up Echoes from different rooms. So you can say, play music on the downstairs group, or the upstairs group, or play everywhere, whatever configuration you make. You can also group Fire TVs and an Echo or a pair of Echoes together to create theater mode, and use these as the sound for your TV, which does sound better than a lot of TVs out there. Now, if you have any great tips you'd like to share, please leave them in the comment section. Next tip is to let family members name smart devices. My wife gets so annoyed when she cannot remember the name of lights or some other device. So what I did in our bedroom is I let her pick the names for it. So her bedside light is My Light. My Light is Craig's Light, and then Closet Light or whatever. In my daughter's room, I always ask them what do they want to call the device. Who cares what I want to call it? I'm not the one using it. I don't need a frustrated family with all these devices, especially my wife. Next tip is to learn how to write routines. Even if you don't want to get into the smart home at all, you still can take advantage of a lot of different features with routines. If you go into the app and you open the routines tab, you're going to see different routines that I've made. And the way routines work is you have a trigger, which is when this happens, and you have an action after that happens. So for triggers, you can use your voice, you could schedule it, you could have smart devices trigger things. Your location, when you get home, an alarm goes off in the morning, a sound is detected, such as snoring, and that can turn off the TV for you. Now for the different actions, there's so many different things you can do, and they're not all smart home related. You want to have some music play for you in the morning, or give you a weather update, and then the news update. All that stuff can be programmed in as steps within a routine. Now, if there's something you can't do under one of the different categories, a great one to use is the custom. And custom allows you to type in commands that you would normally ask. So for the routine that I made that stops the suggestions, I use the custom action and it says stop suggestions. Now, a nice one that's been added, especially for the folks who don't want to create routines from scratch, is the gallery. Under the gallery, there's all different categories of routines that you could take advantage of. So a sound detection routine, you click on that and let's see, calm your dog when it starts barking by playing sound for it. Okay, well, here's all the different steps you would fill in for that one. Now you go back and you have the morning ones, and right at the top, we have Alexa will wish you a good morning, tell date and time, and provide a weather forecast. All with just filling in the blanks. For this one, you just fill in the blanks on when it happens and you pick the device you want to hear it from. Super simple and no smart devices needed. This next tip is great if you want to have something happen in the future. For example, you could say, turn off the lights in 10 minutes. Or maybe you want to go to bed and just have music play for an hour. So you say, turn off the music in an hour. Now this next tip is about changing the smart plug so it's seen as a light. That way you can say lights off and the plugs and smart bulbs will go off together. Now the way you do this is you go under your devices within the app, you could select plugs. If I select one of these plugs, click the little setting icon, and you can see down here the type. If I go to type, and I change it to light, now it'll act as a light. So lights on, lights off. Super convenient. Now your lights work together whether they're smart switches, smart plugs, or smart bulbs. These are just a few of the tips I have, and again, share some of your favorites down in the comments section. Now, you need to watch this video because if you don't, you might get annoyed with these and all the suggestions. This is gonna help you out. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.